Say who you are first so we know.
Hi, I'm Jim Hilt. I'm the Vice President of eBooks for Barnes & Noble.
Key features, go.
Yep. Let's first talk about storage. In a multimedia tablet, we think storage is critical because although we offer great cloud service and Wi-Fi connectivity when people are traveling, when they're not always connected, the ability to take advantage of movies and video and television on the device we think is critical. So we actually announced 45 gigabytes of storage availability for users. We think that that is a big differentiator in terms of how Nook tablet will provide the right kind of experience for customers. Second, speed and performance. We've invested in the processing speed, but probably most importantly, we have a gigabyte of RAM that fundamentally is going to allow you to move through all of the apps and the different capabilities a lot more easily, kind of flip between all of those things. Battery life is probably the third thing. You have 11.5 hours of continuous reading and 9 hours of continuous video playback. The display, great display. We've innovated on that. It's a fully laminated IPS display, but the bigger investment for us really was about introducing no air gap to it, which really gives you the widest viewing angle on the device, which is super important in terms of how you think about great video content.
Can you show us a couple of the features?
Yep, absolutely. So the first thing that I would talk about, you can just see the speed that comes through as you look at the daily shelf related to it. We think that's great. There is a fantastic as we think about kind of the innovation on the overall reading experience. If you look at just the page animation that comes forward with great content, obviously it renders beautifully. If you look at the imagery in National Geographic, you can just see the rich colors related to it and how it plays and performs from a color standpoint and that interactivity. Again, the other thing that we have fundamentally done with the magazine content, to stay on magazines for a bit, is worked with publishers on creating great interactive content. So Parents, as an example, is integrating video content into the magazine itself, and you'll see that rendered through the whole experience. Again, taking advantage of the display itself in terms of the quality related to it. The other thing that we can talk through is the work that we've done. We announced today with Marvel. We've pioneered the color tablet in the 7-inch. We've been at this for an incredibly long time, so continuing kind of to innovate in this space has been very important. The other thing, obviously, that was a huge part of this was, and we'll play through kind of some great, with it being rich, it is super light. Remember, it's 14.1 ounces. It's under a pound, so your ability to carry this around, make it portable, we think make it one of the best gifts that will be given in any category this season, and certainly the best tablet and or e-reader gifts. So we think the video is beautiful. Our integration with Netflix and Hulu that I can kind of walk you through, and I can...
So the stereo or mono speaker?
It's a mono speaker. So you see that Netflix and all of your Netflix recommendations are integrated. We have the tightest integration with Netflix in the tablet space. The other thing that we introduced is our Page Perfect, which is how PDF content. So this is original cookbook content. This is the Beekman Brothers cookbook. We're really excited about this book. But the vivid colors and the sharp contrast that come out in terms of how the cookbook itself renders, and then in terms of moving it in terms of readability, the ability to actually use it as a cook in the house as an example in the cookbook category is brilliant. It's beautiful. The other thing that we can talk about, we talked about read and record yet?
No, we didn't.
So let's talk about read and record. I think everybody knows that Barnes & Noble is great for families, and we're super committed to it and always have been. And in that, we introduced really this category in the tablet space example, and because it's loud in here, I won't actually do it, but you hit record, you can actually move through and read through the content in the book. You'll hit done, you'll save a file, and in that, it'll be on the shelf. So if you think about what it means for a parent to be able to travel as much as they do or go off to work or re-engage their kids in reading, this allows a new kind of engagement. The other thing, when we did focus groups with kids, you will literally watch them around the table giggle and laugh and get so excited because they're actually recording their own device.
If you store it there on that Nook, can you also store it to the SD card?
It's stored locally.